They are completely deceptive. They are false. If you want to know details about them, I would encourage anyone you're talking to go to our website, tedcruz.org. Click on the link at the top that says Get the Facts. It details 11 lies in these attacks, but I'm going to tell you 2 that are most important. This case it's private civil litigation between 2 commercial tire companies, one of which is based in China. I work at a big law firm, handles tens of thousands of cases. One of them, the law firm I worked at, was hired to handle the appeal of that case. That's the basis of his attacks. 2 lies that are at the heart of it. Number 1, the man David Dewhurst tells you is a, quote, American manufacturer. He features him in every ad he does. What he doesn't tell you is 20 years ago, he moved his entire factory to China. So this was never a lawsuit between an American company and a Chinese company. This is a lawsuit between 2 Chinese tire factories. And it didn't impact even a single U.S. manufacturing job. Now, Dewhurst knows that. He's just deliberately not telling people that. The second lie, he says this case illustrates my record on U.S. intellectual property. Look, I didn't even argue this case. You want to know my record? Look to a case I argued. Last year, in front of the U.S. Supreme Court, I represented a large manufacturer against a Chinese company that had stolen a U.S. patent. And at my urging, the U.S. Supreme Court, by an 8-1 margin, upheld a $5 million verdict against the Chinese counterfeit. That's my actual record. Again, Dewhurst knows that, but he doesn't want you to know it. What is this about at the end of the day? This is all smoke and mirrors. It's designed to be a distraction. It's the exact same tactic Barack Obama is doing in Washington. Obama doesn't want to talk about Obamacare. He doesn't want to talk about a $16 trillion debt. He doesn't want to talk about 25 million people out of work. So he creates all these distractions. What I think Texas voters want to hear and deserve to hear is a straightforward comparison of my strong conservative record and David Dewhurst's tax and spend rate. Let me give you a specific example. Dewhurst proposed a statewide wage tax. Now, what's a wage tax? The way it would have worked, every company in Texas would have paid the state 2.5% of the wages of every employee in the state of Texas. The Wall Street Journal said the Dewhurst wage tax was nothing more than, quote, a fancy disguise for a personal income tax, which would have killed 40,000 jobs in the state of Texas. Now, Dewhurst desperately doesn't want to talk about the Dewhurst wage tax. He wants to talk about Chinese mining tires. And listen, we're not going to get distracted. Our country is going broke. And the political games of throw a bunch of money at the television screen and think you can confuse everyone, the stakes are too high for that. So I wanted to give all of you the facts because each of you is talking to tens and hundreds of people in the community. And they're putting a whole lot of money into trying to deceive people on this issue. Let me say a second thing just in closing, which is what I started with. Thank you. Words cannot express how much I want to thank you. This campaign, we're winning right now. And we're winning because of you. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I'm not the only person in this room who's yelled at his television set in the past year. Listen, I will confess, I am a TV yeller. If you have turned to your husband or wife in the last year, if you've said, dear God, if we don't do something, we're going to lose our country. That's what the stakes are right now. If you agree with that, then I need your help. I need your passion. I need your energy. This election, early voting is now. More than half of the votes will be cast this week and next week in early voting. And the election day is May 29 for 13 days. I would ask every one of you, number one, to vote early. Number two, to go online and contribute. And number three, to round up 5 or even better, 10 or 20 people. And go say to them, listen, this race matters. We're losing our nation, and I know this guy. If we do that, if conservatives keep uniting, if we keep spreading the word, we're going to win this race. And when we win this race, I give you my solemn promise,